And then February 24th, Russia invades Ukraine. By the way, Biden is trying to blame Putin for the increase. And listen, Putin bears some responsibility for that increase, but he doesn't bear responsibility for all of this.
Nope.
All of this happened before Putin invaded Ukraine.
So that's just one video, folks. We're going to hop into Senator Ted Cruz, and he has a phenomenal chart here that shows just how much effort the Biden administration has really put through here on getting more supply of oil, because she's going to sit there and say, oh, well, you know, we reached out domestically and all these other things. This is mind-blowing, folks, on how far these people will lie straight to your face.
This was deliberate. This isn't an accident. This isn't an unintended side effect. This is exactly what Joe Biden promised he would do. And it's what he's done. If you look at when Biden was sworn in,
this chart.
Gas nationally was $2.09 a gallon. On that first day, what does Biden do? He cancels the Keystone Pipeline. Boom, day one. What does he do after that? January 27th, a week later. He halts all new oil and gas leases on federal land, both onshore and offshore. Federal land, onshore and offshore, comprises roughly 25% of U.S. oil and gas production. Next, February 19th, he rejoins the Paris Climate Agreement. Notice what's happening to the price. Next, May 7th, 2021, Biden takes 30% of land off limits to oil and gas. Price keeps going up. June 1st, he halts drilling in AnWar, the incredibly petroleum-rich section of Alaska with vast reserves, very small portion of Alaska, he shuts it down.
But he's doing everything, folks.
Going up. June 30th.
He's doing everything he can. He's losing sleep.
Congress reverses the Trump natural gas regulation. October 7th, Biden reverses the Trump NEPA regulations. October 29th, Interior begins the, quote, social cost of carbon designed, again, to drive gas prices up. November 15th, a moratorium on oil drilling in the Chaco Canyon. And then February 24th, Russia invades Ukraine. By the way, Biden is trying to blame Putin for the increase. And listen, Putin bears some responsibility for that increase, but he doesn't bear responsibility for all of this.
Nope.
All of this happened before Putin invaded Ukraine.
Something I would like to point out here, and I don't know if Ted Cruz actually mentions this, but you have more of a long-term ramification between, what is that, basically January 27th to November 15th. So sometimes when you remove these oil and gas leases, or it has some sort of effect on oil production, that it actually takes some time to feel that effect. So when you see that vertical spike there, yes, of course it has something to do with Russia and Ukraine, but it also has to do with basically those effects of January 27th all the way through November 15th are now bleeding into that vertical spike, which doesn't help matters. So you would expect more of a slant, more of a positive slope than a vertical slope in terms of these increasing gas prices right when Russia invaded Ukraine. And also, when Russia invades Ukraine, you don't automatically feel that in that moment of time. So that vertical spike is definitely an anomaly that has more explaining to do, rather than just saying, well, it's the Putin's price hike. I don't think so. It's not just that. Mostly it's to do with, yes, what you did before in conjunction with Russia invading Ukraine.
March 1st, Biden releases oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. March 21st, the SEC proposes an anti-oil rule. Let's shut off equity. By the way, you combine that with the banking regulators that Biden put forth, who are trying to shut off debt. So if you have no equity for drilling oil and gas, and you have no debt for drilling oil and gas, you know what that means? You have no money for drilling oil and gas. And what happens is the price keeps going up and up and up. And then May 12th, Biden cancels the remaining lease sales. This is decision after decision after decision designed to cause the price to go from $2.09 to $4.48 a gallon on average.
Isn't that amazing, folks, that the Biden administration is going to sit there and say they're doing everything they can? You saw it from the energy of secretary. You've seen it from Jen Psaki. I'm sure you're going to hear it from Karine Jean-Pierre. You're going to hear it from everybody. They're still doing everything they can, even though as of May 12th, all but a couple weeks ago, they're still removing leases. They're not increasing domestic oil production. The stuff that they are doing is completely mind-boggling. But again, as we always say here on the Bald Brad Show, can you expect anything different from a guy that's suffering from dementia? If you got a guy suffering from that, then all the people down below him are going to suffer as well. And it's just a trickle-down effect. But that's not going to stop them from coming on the podium each and every week and continually just lying to us. It's the Putin price hike. The amount of times I've heard that, it's getting a little bit old. Because again, you had an increase in price before the Russia-Ukraine invasion. They don't want to explain that. They want to talk about the latter half. They want to talk about how it's all Putin's fault. Because if they could put the blame on somebody else, and they can't put it on Trump, right? They can't put it on Republicans. So there's only two people to blame, or two parties, either the Democrat Party under the Biden administration or it's Putin. And so rather than blaming themselves partially, they're just going to put their whole effort on blaming Putin because nobody likes the guy. Republicans don't like Putin. Democrats don't like Putin. The majority of people don't like Putin. So it's easy to blame somebody that everybody doesn't like rather than blaming the guy that half America doesn't like. So folks, with that being said, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Does it get your blood going? Does it get you a little amped up a little bit because you're feeling it at home every time you fill up your car? I think on average, Americans are spending more than $300 a month now under this inflation, under this increase in gas prices. Some people are more, some people are a little bit less, but on average, I think it's $300 or $311, something of that nature. Now, as always, folks, if you want to support us here at the Bald Brad Show or support a conservative, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, share this link with your friends and family all over social media. Folks, I will see you later today here on the Bald Brad Show.